Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we want to solve on rational inequalities. What's the meaning of rational? Rational is when you have a fraction here. So let us repeat the same step, which are the first one, bring everything to left hand side. Second, factorize. Number 3, do sign table and then solve. So let's repeat all of this step. The first one, you have 1 on your right hand side, so that is the first step. Bring it to the left hand side. Be careful, you cannot cross multiply this number with inequalities. Okay, this is a common mistake that students do, so you need to be careful. Okay, why you cannot cross multiply this? Because we don't know the value of x. If x is 0, for example, this is already becomes 1, so it is positive. When you cross multiply, you don't flip the sign. For example, what if your x here is 5? So 1 minus 5 is minus 4. When you want to cross multiply, you need to flip the sign. So we never know actually whether this is positive or negative. That's why please do not cross multiply. Just bring 1 to the other side. Okay, like this. So this is already done. Second step, let's equate the denominator here. Let's multiply both numerator and denominator with 1 minus x. And then further simplify to become this, 2x over 1 minus x more or equal to 0. So now you need to check the domain. Be careful, denominator cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, x cannot be equal to 1. Okay, this is a step to check denominator. So what is the implication when x cannot be equal to 1? So be careful later on when you want to do the sign table. Other numbers are included, okay, because you have equal sign here. However, for x equal to 1, we need to do round bracket, okay, because 1 is not included. So let's find the root first, or the zeros, okay. 1 is x equal to 0 because 2x equal to 0, x is equal to 0. Another one is x equal to 1 because 1 minus x is equal to 0, therefore x is equal to 1. Now, let's draw our sign table. Just draw a straight line. This is the line for x. So we need to include these two numbers here, 0 and 1. So 0 should be on our left hand side. 1 should be on our right hand side. So let's draw a line down here, another line down here, and then make way for the resulting sign. Now let's fill in our factor. The first one is 2x, another one is 1 minus x. Let's do the shortcut way right now. So for 2x, your x here is equal to 0. So shortcut, right hand side is plus, left hand side is minus. So for this shortcut, do you see that the coefficient for x is minus? So since the coefficient for x is minus, the zeros here at 1, your right hand side should be a negative number and your left hand side should be positive number. We need to change the order because the coefficient for x is minus. So now let's multiply. Minus times plus is minus, plus times plus is plus, and then plus times minus, this is minus. So let's conclude. What is our answer? We want a positive sign, right? Okay, so look at the final inequalities here just before you do the sign table. So we want a positive number, so your answer is this part here. Okay, so what is the interval? This is from 0 until 1. So 0 is included because you have included sign here. But for 1, this is not included because it's mentioned here, x cannot be equal to 1, okay, according to the zeros. Therefore, let's conclude our answer. x is 0, 1. Now let's look at the next question. X squared minus 5x plus 4 over x more or equal to 0. So our first step is already done because our right hand side is 0. Next, let's factorize. Our numerator becomes this over x. So now we are finished factorizing. Next, find out the domain. So we know that x cannot be equal to 0. Let's find out other zeros, okay, or other roots. So x is equal to, from here, x is equal to 1. From here, x is equal to 4. And from here, x is equal to 0. Okay, so since you have equal sign here, meaning that at 1 and 4 it must be a square bracket. However, at 0 it must be a round bracket because your domain here, x cannot be equal to 0. Now let's draw our sign table. Let's fill in all of the numbers according to the order. So 0 first, then is 1, and then it is 4. So draw a line down here. Make one line here for your resulting sign. So now let's fill in all of our factor. The first one is x minus 1. The next one, x minus 4. And the last one is x. Let's do the shortcut. So x minus 1, the zeros is 1. In front of x is positive. Therefore, right hand side of here is positive. All of the back here is negative. Let's look at x minus 4. So this is the zeros. So right hand side here is positive. And all of the back here is negative. And finally, for x, the zeros is 0. So right hand side is all plus. And then back here is minus. Now let's look at our resulting sign. Minus times minus is positive. Positive times minus is minus. Let's look at the next one. Minus times minus, positive. Positive times positive, this is positive. Next, positive times negative, negative. Negative times positive, again it is negative. And finally, plus, 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 this will give you a positive. So look carefully. What we want is, we want a positive sign. Alright, so this is our answer, positive. This is another positive. So what is the interval here? This is 0, 1. So 1 is included. However, 0 is not included. Okay, so how about this interval here? Starting from 4, included until infinity. So let's conclude our answer. X is 0, 1, union 4 until infinity. So that's the end for rational inequalities. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.